That's right, folks. We are watching Fanatics and Fan, and we are back. Another great episode. We're going to talk about some of the crazy things that's been going on. I've got my crew on hand, and we're going to talk about everything from Stranger Things to The Boys to what TV shows everybody's watching to what animes everybody's watching. And we're going to talk about some gaming stuff, about the new update on Fortnite, and a whole lot of stuff. So let's get into it. How are you guys doing? How are we enjoying our first week of July? Are we feeling very independent?
In more ways than one.
Yep. I'm feeling very caffeinated, if that's one thing.
So how you guys been enjoying this heat wave we've been living through?
Oh, it's horrible.
Actually, this last week hasn't been too bad here. I think today was the hottest day it's been like in the last 5 or 6 days, so it hadn't been too bad. Last week was crazy because I was moving in 100-degree heat and it sucked.
I'll bet. So we got a big show planned out. I'm going to give some people. So we're going to do some announcements. As you guys might know, we're the people that put on Geekmas every year right here in Springfield, Missouri, and we've got some big news about Geekmas. We've got our dates and we have our venue. So December 2nd through the 4th. Right here at University Plaza in Springfield, Missouri. But the next big announcement, we want to welcome our newest sponsor, 417 Tap House. They are a sponsor of Geekmas and Fanatics and the Fan. And you can check us out the last Tuesday of every month. We'll be at 417 Tap House doing trivia. This month, the month of July, because of the invention of the Thor movie, we're going to be doing MCU trivia right there at Tap House with a lot of prizes and drink specials and everything else. So be sure to come out to 417 Tap House July 26th from 7 to 9 at 417 Tap House right here in Springfield, Missouri. Let's talk about what have you guys been up to? It's been so long. I feel like I haven't seen you forever. What have you guys been up to? What have you been watching? What have you been playing? Let's talk about it.
Well, recently I found out about a game called Origami, and I'm waiting for that to download so I can play that, which I'm excited about.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it. What's it about, Dre?
Well, it's about you're an assassin. It's a really straightforward type of ninja action game. It's really good. The second one's out. The sequel's out already. It's really good. It's really cut and dry. It's really an action game. It's really fun. The character design is a little different than most ninja action games or most games like in that genre, but it's really fun. The gameplay is tight, music's good. It's a quality game. It was slept on for a long time, and then people started checking it out when it got on sale on either on Steam or PS Plus or Xbox.
Let me ask you this, guys, because I've asked this before and I love the answers. Always love the answers. If you were, let's say you were hired today to be an assassin. Okay, we have faith in you can handle it. What would be your weapon of choice?
Machete, no doubt about it.
What'd you say?
A machete.
Mine just has to be a katana. It'd be a ninjato. It'd be a ninjato. It wouldn't be a samurai sword, but it would be a ninjato. That'd be it.
Now on a level of Chris Farley to John Wick, where would you say you guys would rate as your Japanese assassins today?
How about a Samuel L. Jackson level? I'm too old for this shit, and I want to get it over with. And so I'm going for the jugular. I'm not playing around with you. You're gone. I'm gonna give you about 3 seconds to explain yourself, and you're done.
Okay, I'll allow it. What about
that
you?
Sounds like me, but I'm not that old.
Yeah, I'm old as hell, so.
A short temper.
Okay. I'm feeling the short temper. I get it. So what else have everybody been playing and watching and enjoying, or reading for that matter?
Since I've been moving, a lot of my stuff I've been playing my portables a lot. So I've actually had my Switch in handheld mode for a while, which I usually don't do. I just picked up Actually, a friend of mine got it for me. Capcom Fighting Collection for Switch. Very good game. Tons of great games. All the reason I bought it was for Pocket Fighter because that's my favorite. It's got tons of Darkstalkers games on it. It's awesome. What else have I been playing?
So let me ask you something, because there's so many fighter games out there. I mean, honest with you, I don't even understand why someone would make a fighter game nowadays, because there are just so many. But
as long as you bring something different, I mean, the more the merrier.
I don't feel like they always are. I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest. I don't feel like they always are. I feel like there's just so many games out there, and that's all we're getting. This is a bunch of games. But I'm gonna first have you both pick one fighter game. Go. Just pick one.
Naruto Shinobi Striker.
There you go.
There you go.
Great.
Just pick one.
Yep. Just pick one. Just say a game. Period.
I don't know. We'll do Vampire Savior. We can do that.
Okay. Now, pick a character's fighting styles from that game that you would use as your
Kakashi.
Jesus.
Morgan.
Okay.
Morgan.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Dre. We got to clarify what that was about, because that was quick. Okay. I barely got the question out. There's got to be a reason for that.
Because Kakashi is just such an amazing character, not only in the anime, but also in the game, especially if you have him as your mentor and you can actually end up getting his book that he's always reading.
Okay. All right. I get that. All right, Dre. Pick a character from your game.
Well, Morgan, because, I mean, besides the obvious way she looks, but her fighting style is just unorthodox, and you can't really pin down what she's getting ready to do next. You can't tell, even though it's a 2D game, you really can't telegraph what she's doing. So that's what I like.
It's kind of like being married.
Pretty much, yeah. It's been a long time since I've been in that situation, but yeah.
It ain't changed, brother.
I will never see that again. I'll tell you that.
So let me ask you guys this, and this is where the whole truth comes in. Now you got your fighting style, and you're the master of that style. You're both the master of that style. In all honesty, now this is an honesty question. How quickly? Well, actually, what character you know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, is probably going to beat you up very quickly? And go.
Naruto. Naruto.
Akuma's hard. Akuma's very difficult in some games. So
now, I'm not talking about the game. We're never talking about the game anymore. I'm asking you personally.
Oh, personally.
You personally, who's kicking your butt quickly?
Naruto. Man. Have you seen what he can turn into?
And you bring up a good point, and that brings up a point that I want to make. Be sure to check out our next show that's coming up. We're going to be talking about, it's going to be Anime 101. We're going to learn about these characters and these stories and why we're watching them, but more importantly, on how they're doing and why they're making the decisions they're making. So be sure to check out that next episode. Andre, you're avoiding the question, sir.
You got me stumped there.
This is an honesty question now.
So no, I mean, really, Akuma kicks my ass in a lot of the games. I mean, that's just if I'm playing a Capcom fighting game and Akuma's in it, I'm usually getting my ass kicked by Akuma.
Which reminds me, you bring up you reminded me of something wonderful. Folks, be sure and come out to Geekmas or come find Fanatics and the Fan at all the upcoming events we've got coming up. You can see us July 16th at RubleCon, and you'll be able to sign up to win our video game system that we're giving away at Geekmas. Over 50 games. It's got a $500 value for this game machine. You've got to come check us out. You'll see us at RubleCon. You'll see us at Game. You'll see us at ExtremeCon in September. So be sure and check that out. Keep going, Dre. I like when you're honest about things. Yeah, I'm gonna get beat up quickly.
Akuma, man, it just depends on what game. But yeah, usually it depends. Sometimes like recently, I was just playing something and I got beat by regular characters. I'm like, why am I losing? but I've been out of practice so long. So I mean, it's it's one of those things.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this, because I know that I love cosplay. I know you like to cosplay. I know, Dre, you like just even seeing the cosplay. I don't know how much you do it, but
I used to do a lot, but I don't do it anymore.
from the exact same game, this is important. Although I feel like one of us cheated by having a game that's also an anime. I'm not going to say no names, but
oh no, I got there's some cosplayers that cosplay in this game too, as very much so.
So if you had the skill set to make a costume from the game that you've already picked, whose costume are you making and wearing to Geekmas or whatever convention you're going to? Or just because, to Walmart on a Tuesday, because, why wouldn't you? I fully intend on doing that.
Sasuke.
Say that again?
Boruto's version of Sasuke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see
I
that.
get that. I can see that. I get it. I get it. But what has drawn you to that costume?
Because Sasuke is honestly my favorite character besides Kakashi, and cosplay is really easy. It's just a wig and a very long cloak.
Which you can hide a lot of weapons in a very long cloak, which is why I don't like people around me to have them. I'm not a very trusting person right now, okay? For reasons. What about you, Andre?
Probably Dimitri from Darkstalkers, or Vampire.
Okay, did you change games on us?
No. It was still the same guy. I was still playing
okay.
Vampire Saver. So
okay.
It's a series of games. Vampire and Darkstalkers is a series. It's like 8 games in the series. So Vampire Saver is just happen to be one of them.
Okay.
Dimitri's he's a badass vampire.
Right.
And it's just cool. The outfit's just dope. I just wish I had the physique to make it look good.
Do you really think? I got a second, because you mentioned vampires. Do you really think? And this is the whole truth thing. And I'm speaking to you directly, Andre. Do you really think if someone turns you into a vampire today, did you really think you'd have the stomach to just take somebody's blood in? I mean, for real. Come on. Be honest.
Yeah.
I got the weirdest friends.
Dude, yeah. Hold on. If I'm already in the bloodlust, I eat my steaks medium. So I mean, I don't do medium rare, but I mean, if I had the bloodlust,
So what you saying is
I do medium steaks for a while until I quenched it. If I couldn't quench it, I'd be like, fuck it, I just gotta go for it.
So what you're saying is we should definitely be wearing some garlic to Geekmas when you come to see us.
Yes.
Not and don't trust Andre.
Oh, you can trust me. You can trust me. I'm just gonna let you know ahead of time. You might want to move. You might want to I'm getting kind of hungry.
I'll bring the garlic. I've got a big can of it.
Hungry. You're looking kind of good. I might just have to go. I might just have to go into. I might have to partake. So
Let me ask you guys something, and this is every once in a while we get off tangent, and Andre brings up a great point. And now I'm just curious your thoughts, and we'll get back on topic in a minute. But what is it about vampires that we as a society has romanticized? Why are we so fascinated and inebriated with vampires? I've got to ask this question.
I'll tell you, it's the ultimate in cheating death.
Okay, that is a great answer. What was your answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, I think it's because they can look so much like a normal human being that they can just blend into society and you wouldn't know until, bam, someone's dead and they have no blood.
There was a line, and I don't remember which one it was. And unfortunately, I think I've heard this line more than once in several different vampire movies. But they likened themselves to the ultimate hunter because they look beautiful, to make them the ultimate hunter of humans. And then you see vampires later, you see them again in various different genres. Dre, do you remember in Stargate Atlantis when they came up with the Wraith?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Weren't they just vampires?
Pretty much. I mean, basically.
Yeah, that was just
Except they were, basically, yeah.
Even if it's just a symbolistic way, they're just vampires.
Right.
You see vampires in so many. How many times have we seen a soul sucking or a life force sucking character that's just vampires? and yet we still love them.
Yeah, I mean,
like, completely.
a succubus is just a vampire to me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was gonna say just my ex-wife, but still,
you got wombats, vampires. It's all the same,
right? Ex-wives. I get you.
Yeah, my ex-wife truly was evil though, so
Okay. Like, we off topic again. See what Andre does? He just gets off topic with his.
I'm a great productivity killer. People tell me that for years. I'm a productivity killer.
So we were just talking before we started the show about all of the great things that are happening. The Boys, Orville. Oh my God, Orville is killing it. I'm glad it's not done yet, but The Boys is done. Stranger Things is done. What was one other one I was just talking about? It's done. That just finished. Umbrella Academy is done.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing seasons. And you gotta wonder, what are they gonna do next? What are they just, first of all, let me ask you guys this. What is it about our lives right now that you think is giving us all this greatness? Because we're getting it from anime, we're getting it from television, we're getting it from video games, we're getting it from movies, and the movies. Do better if you're gonna do a Jurassic World, is what I'm saying.
I don't even get me on that one.
Dude, I love when people come home from the movie and they're like, oh, it was so great. And you go see and you're like, what the? I got to get better friends.
See, it's funny that it's weird. I have the weirdest friends. My friends are all over the place.
Right.
All over the place. So I have a group of friends who have a podcast who they absolutely hate the MCU's Thor. I think they like the first movie,
yep.
And the other ones were just trash.
And then they changed the character because they saw that Guardians did so well, and they knew that they couldn't use the humor that they used in Guardians. They couldn't use it again in Guardians, or what they believed. So they adopted it into Thor, and I don't like it. I'm with your friends. I don't like it either. I didn't. So you don't.
Did you? What was the last good Thor movie you liked?
The first one.
And the other ones are trash.
I would say, okay, so Dark World was trash. Let's clarify. Dark World was trashed by itself.
Right.
By itself.
I'll give you that.
I didn't like what they did with Ragnarok, turning it into a comedy, and I'm not gonna like Love and Thunder turning it into a comedy. Not everything has to be funny.
Yeah, see, you're on the same page as my buddies. They are. It's like
if you look at and Ultron is the best example, because they put comedy in Ultron, and it was perfect. Right. Everybody, first of all, everybody got to make a joke. Everybody. Steve Rogers made jokes, right. Which was, I will admit, that was awkward. Just to say it, it was a little awkward. He did it, and it was funny, and I laughed, but it was still awkward.
Right.
Because Cap, and this is, and you guys can disagree, I don't know, but Cap has, especially once they started making these movies the way they made them, Cap has been the ultimate Avenger. And he's, so up until Infinity War, Steve Rogers has been on point. In every decision that he's made, he's tried to make the right decision. Yes, he was wrong in Civil War.
Right.
I'm going to say he wasn't wrong, but he was dedicated and loyal to that decision. So
yeah,
I get that. But having him make a joke was a little sideways. I was confused. It was still funny. It was just a couple of jokes, but it was still funny.
I get you.
But it was unnecessary. But then again, I look back to Ultron, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like they made a lot of mistakes. They blew a lot of different things. They should not have killed Quicksilver, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, they should not have made that particular Quicksilver. Quicksilver, you guys realize Quicksilver's an asshole, right?
Right.
Yeah. And he's not young.
No.
He ages twice as fast as Wanda, first of all, because of his speed. But he's also a jerk. Like he's a lot more like Namor than he is the characters that we got.
Right.
Yeah, we got two fun-loving Quicksilvers. That is not Quicksilver. Quicksilver is arrogant and condescending.
I mean, I guess he started out that way, and then they kind of was like, all right, maybe he's not so bad.
Actually, I have never not seen him that way.
Right. No, I mean, even in the movie,
he was completely different. He was more like the Flash in the movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far.
From the comics. Let me said from the comics. So
I mean, if you're going from the comics to the movie, I mean, I give you that a little bit, but I give you.
The best way to explain it. Somebody asked me about this just the other day. I feel like Quicksilver was more like Doctor Doom from the comics. Come the comics. Stick with me, people. From the comics.
Okay, I got you.
Then he was the Quicksilver that we got in the movies. Now, his father in the comics, and this is for those of you that don't know, I apologize in advance. I'm getting ready to crush your souls. Quicksilver and Wanda are the children of Magneto. And I never did figure out who the mother was. So for those of you that are comic book fans that know who their parent mother is, please put it in the comic section because I don't remember. But they were his children, and Quicksilver was literally just like his father, his personality, not his powers, his personality, which also always freaked me out. Why didn't they have any powers related to their daddy? None of them.
It's that mutant genetics, man. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep. Let me ask you this. How do you guys feel about actually getting a Scarlet Witch now? We have a full-on Scarlet Witch. They used her title and everything in the last movie in Doctor Strange. So how do you guys feel? We got a true Scarlet Witch? She actually was using magic and everything. How do we feel about that now that we've got her? Don't all speak at once.
I was waiting. I don't want to take over the show.
No, go ahead, Drake. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
I'm glad. I'm perfectly fine with it. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, they made it so evil so fast." I'm like, what? She's Scarlet Witch. What are you expecting? What?
I will say this: I do feel like they could have extended that out a little bit longer, or they could have made it happen during the TV show.
Yeah, that would have turned people off. I think.
I don't think so.
I think it would have turned people off. I think it would. I mean, maybe at the last episode, maybe a hint of it would have worked. But yeah, I think because I saw people's reaction from Doctor Strange, and people were like, "I can't believe they made her evil so fast," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
They did not give. Go ahead.
Maybe if at the end of the TV show they alluded to it happening in the future, kind of like how they always allude to things at the end of the movies of what's going to happen in another movie. Just like alluding, not like, bam, this is what's happening right in the middle of the movie. Just like if they slowly allude to it.
Right.
Or it just show us it happening at some point during the beginning of Doctor Strange. Or even in the middle, if they'd done it in the middle, after she, because I'll be honest with you, the first scene, Dre, I didn't like it. It was poorly done, in my opinion.
Seriously, really? Okay.
I thought it was a generic scene that everybody's done. Oops, I made a mistake. No, man, no, come on. You got two of the greatest actors in the Marvel universe on screen. Make them act.
Right. I got you.
You know.
So you didn't like the whole thing where she kind of like was like, "Oh, I did. Oh, I never asked her name, did I?" You didn't like that?
No, that was weak. That was weak. Again, two of the greatest actors in the Marvel universe. That was weak. That was a weak scene. Now, leading up to that moment, the scene was kind of solid almost.
Right.
The argument was a little hard to follow, but just, solid as a whole. They still could have done better, in my opinion. Not gonna lie. I went into this and I told everybody I went into this, and you guys can listen to some of our old shows, you'll see it. I was not a fan of the House of M. I actually stopped reading Marvel around that time period. House of M, and I know it was good. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't my bag. I'll be honest with you. It was never my bag. Marvel lost me at Civil War #1. Okay.
Like the movie or comics?
The comic.
Okay. I can see that 100%.
Right. It was a thing, and I'm not mad about it. I mean, there's just, I moved over to DC at that moment. DC was doing some great things right before the New 52 popped up. But the House of M, and I will, and I've had this argument, and I'll tell you guys, this is a commercialism argument. When you had crossovers from Marvel and DC, mainly Marvel, not always DC. A good crossover from Marvel could cost you upwards to $500 with the amount of titles they were actually crossing over. You'd come into the store and you'd see, House of M edition on every title and they had 170,000 titles at that time. So, you were getting lost in this story. And finally, I was like, oh my God, Civil War did it to me, but House of M, I was just, it's a wash for me.
Yeah,
so
I feel you there on the comic front.
So going into this story, I know we're getting a variation of House of M. Not exact. I almost would have preferred to see House of M over what we got, but still, I see how we were going. I liked that they've added witchcraft to the thing. That was my favorite part of all of it. They added, listen, Agatha Harkness, first of all, one of the greatest characters ever created, with one of the greatest actresses in the TV. Oh my God. So, which leads me to my next question. I'm happy to ask, and again, this is one of them honesty things. You got to be honest. Now that we have witchcraft, and it's combined with science, and you've got wizards, you've got sorcerers, you've got mages, if you watch Shang-Chi and the 7 Rings or 10 Rings or whatever, and you watch Wanda, so you've got witches, you've got wizards, you've got all that, you got sorcerers in that magical world, and we are all Harry Potter fans. Where do you think you would land in that magical world? Would you be a good guy, a bad guy, or even a red guy? And I'm gonna start.
I'd definitely be the bad guy.
Wow, didn't even. Can I get the question out next time? Goodness gracious! And what you're saying now is we can't trust you either. So I'm wearing a lot of garlic and crosses around you too now.
You can trust me. I'll be the bad guy, but not like the bad guy that goes after you for absolutely no reason. Just like the one that only goes after you if you've done me wrong.
Okay.
So if I sneeze on you, I'm dead, is what you're saying?
No, if you commit a crime against me, you steal my Harry Potter books, I will go after you.
So at least we know we have a bar. It's not that high, but we do have a bar.
Yeah.
What about?
Just don't steal my books. Don't steal my books, and you won't have a problem.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness. All right, Dre.
Good evil red. I'm probably gonna be anti-hero. I'm not gonna be evil. I'm not gonna be good or bad. I'm just gonna be in the middle.
So red.
If I need to take somebody out, I will. Yeah. I don't want it. I don't want to kill anybody. But if I have to, you're gone.
So there's a lot of theories about the Scarlet Witch and Wanda, and I don't know which we're getting back. I'll be honest with you. I stopped following stuff for a reason. So I got to ask you guys, what do you think is next for Wanda or the Scarlet Witch? Which do you think we're going to have to deal with most, the Scarlet Witch or Wanda?
I follow full on Scarlet Witch.
Okay. So now, do you think she was wrong, Dre?
Misguided. Not really wrong. Not wrong per se. She had her reasons for doing the things she did. Right or wrong, if you think it's right or wrong, it's right or wrong is kind of up in the air. Because if she felt it was right, that's her truth. Society might look at it as wrong, but if she felt it is right and it was in her heart,
boy, that's the most politically correct answer.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's politically correct and the most non-committal answer ever.
No, I just did. As I watched it again, I was like, man, I don't think the evil was there, but I don't think.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I've never said you were wrong before. I'm trying not to. But I just didn't. At what point do you
had a reason?
How many murders does it have to have? Do you have to have?
He had evil? A reason.
No.
He had a reason.
No.
I'm sorry. He had a reason. I'm sorry.
So I'm definitely
I'm gonna
sleeping
go
with one
watch
eye
it
open when
again.
I'm around you.
I gotta finish it. I gotta finish it again, but I really think she had a reason.
Okay, I'm okay. Andre's done. Oh my goodness.
Well, we'll see you next week then. All right.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Folks, not all of the opinions of this show. These are opinions. Take it for what they're worth.
Hey, that's the way I saw it. I gotta finish watching it. I gotta finish watching it again. I haven't finished. I'm about halfway done with it, but
somebody's been kind of silent on that answer to that question.
I'm not answering.
Here's what I'm going to say, because I'll be honest with you, when the introduction of Wanda into that universe, first of all, brilliant, one of the greatest characters ever made by Marvel, and this is a full-on comic book nerd that knows the stuff. I said when they added her, I'm like, are you crazy? That's there's, and Andre, correct me if I'm wrong, it's always a problem when you add a completely omnipotent character to a story. You still got to deal with that person.
Yep.
That's why DC has so many problems with Superman.
We don't want to get into that.
We
can get into that later, but
hold on, just because to think about the universe we're talking about, they haven't found his limits yet. Like limits. Yes, he's got a weakness to kryptonite, but they haven't found his limits yet because they didn't write him, because we've never seen Superman with actual limits per se.
Right.
So he's a problem to me. That's why when Marvel created the Sentry, which is Marvel's basically version of Superman, but crazy, he was a problem to me. Hey, this man knows everything and he's got superpowers. Come on.
Well,
it's like a mother-in-law with superpowers and super strength. Who wants that?
See, the Superman thing.
Either superpowers or know everything.
Right.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, Superman is not omnipotent. Like, Superman doesn't know everything. Right. Superman. I mean, to be honest, if you really want to get into the DC thing, it's still Batman's world.
Oh, don't get me started.
It's still when it comes to Batman and Superman, Superman is not the smartest guy in the room. He might be the most powerful.
Which I have a question. Why did they take him away from him? Unless you're talking about money. Why did they take him away from him? Because
take what away from him?
Back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, Superman actually had a super brain too.
No, he had super brain power. He wasn't super intelligent. He
was smarter than the computers that we had at the time.
Right, I give you that. But
because Radio Shack did an entire promotion based on it.
No, this is the thing. Okay. This is the book versus streets thing. Yes, you get him into front of a computer, he can look inside, figure out how the RAM works, figure out how everything works. Fine. That's fine. But that was only so, and you only can take that so far.
Right. Okay.
He couldn't sit there and look at somebody and go, oh, they're lying. Unless he looked at their heart rate and everything like that. That's the only way he could do it. But he had to go.
Lie detector?
Right. Yeah. He had to go into somebody and go.
I'll be honest with you, he didn't use that nearly enough, and it always bugs me.
Right. And
he has that power. How do you not use that if you have it?
Because his morality.
I use it all the time.
His morality overshadowed all that.
No, screw that.
No, for real. That's real. That's real.
That's a huge problem, though.
No,
you have all that power, but you're too stupid to know how to use it.
I'm not saying it's not a problem, but that's the way he rolled. That's the way he rolled. Hey, I could see through every piece of clothing every woman's wearing, but I'm too good for that.
Hey, hang on, time out.
I'm just saying.
Don't make me call the HR lady on you right now, okay?
I'm just saying. I could do all this crazy stuff, but I choose not to because I'm still trying to assimilate.
Yeah, well, he's been around
now,
for
everybody else in the DC universe, they don't give a shit.
Right? But you bring up an interesting point, and it leads me to a wonderfully interesting question. So we've talked about all, and I have folks, if you haven't noticed, among us, I have one of my anime nerds and one of my gaming nerds, and we're just having a lot of fun. So I get to ask a really fun question. of all of these universes that we have that you guys explore between TV and anime and games and everything else, they have all these really powerful people. So I gotta ask, because Andre clearly ain't scared of much, but now we're gonna ask: is there a character that if we would show up at your house right now, you packing, you out, you done, you through, it's over, game over, man. I'm gone.
Oh yeah, definitely. His name's Mineta.
Say that again.
His name's Mineta.
Okay, tell us about Mineta.
He's a small, perverted grape boy. He's like 3 feet tall, and he's actually Horikoshi's self-insert character.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And what about him frightens you or scares you or makes you rethink your reality?
Small, tiny grape child whose hair is made out of sticky balls.
Okay, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that a lot.
And his hero uniform is him in a diaper and a cape.
Dude, he's kind of freaking me out a little bit, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd be out. I'd be out.
Not to mention, in the anime, he's like 15, 16. And there's this little girl they rescue. She's like, what? 6?
Okay.
6, be younger. And he's like, I can't wait till you're 10 years older. This dude would be like 26 at the time, and she'd only be 16.
See, that's the thing about the anime now that just bothers me. There was a game that we reviewed. It wasn't a Japanese game. It was one of the, and I hate to say this, but I have to say it. I'm sorry if I offend any weeaboos out there. You can hit me up anywhere. Hit me
again,
up
this is Andre's opinion, folks. This is not the fans' opinion.
I really the half-ass attempt of American artists to do anime and make a game based on Japanese culture when they may be versed in it, but they really don't. I don't know. It just didn't look right. Anyway, right, there was a game I can't remember the name of the game. I can't remember the name of the game, but the game while my friend one of my writers was reviewing it, he had an issue with it. He's like, dude, I don't think this game should, something's up with this game. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, every character in here is at least 14, 15, 16 years old. He said, and I said, it's okay. I said, and they're talking about a lot of explicit sexual stuff in the game. I said, so basically they're a typical high school. He goes, yeah, but that's the problem. They're 16-year-olds talking about 14-year-olds and how they like to have sex with them and what they would do and all this stuff. I'm like,
that's why there's a TV show out called Sex Education out of the BBC that started out with a solid premise, and then they got lost in the age thing, and they've had to rewrite the show, and it's basically almost all the way gone. But yeah, they started out as freshmen in high school. All their actors are in their 20s. And the entire first season, every female character was naked. And they were like,
and I just thought I was like, I remember being, I'm a Japanese fan from, I'm old school.
Right.
And I remember when, oh my God, what's it called? Cream Lemon.
Right.
If you don't know about that, that's an old hentai from way back, and you look at every character is supposed to be 18. There is no way in hell those characters are 18 in that show.
Right.
There's no way.
Mistakes were made, is what you're saying.
There's no way. Oh, and that thing went on for a long time, and I was like, see, that's where I draw the line with some of this stuff. It's just
okay. So now back to I noticed that you have stalled on your question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just like, ugh.
So what character from what universe is gonna have you packing your bags and leaving your city?
Owlman.
Okay. I will admit,
hands down.
I will admit, and what's funny is the actor's voice was so weird. I would have thought they would have got a Batman actor to play Owlman.
Oh, so James Woods. Perfect.
James Wood was perfect as Owlman.
James Woods was perfect.
And a little creepy.
Too creepy, but it was perfect. If I saw a Owlman with a James Woods voice walking my house, give me 5 minutes, I'm out.
I will say this. and I can't remember which one it was. Actually, no, it was the one. It was that one. I never did understand his motivation.
That was Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I never got it.
He wanted existence. He wanted the universe to.
I understand what he wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't understand. I'm not saying I didn't understand what he wanted. It's the motivation.
The outcome. The motivation was he didn't see any other outcome.
No.
He said basically humanity is a virus.
And I will say this. That was one of those few times where I was like, Batman, you need to learn how to kill. Because Owlman needed to die. Owlman needed to go bye-bye. He needed to take a little dirt nap. Owlman was frightening.
I was like, so you want to find Earth Prime? Oh, spoiler alert, whatever.
Yeah, sorry.
You want to find Earth Prime and destroy it.
Yeah.
That way, nobody exists. We're all done. And he was like, that was his motivation. He wanted it all over. And I was like,
yeah, I was so through with Owlman. And you know what? And as you mentioned him, I can hear his voice in my head right now.
Right.
And he was the calm demeanor in which he explained everything is almost what was frightening to me.
Even Batman was like, "Oh hell no!"
Yeah, just
Even Batman was like, "Dude, you freaking me out."
And if you folks haven't seen that particular, if you haven't seen that show, you got to check it out. DC, for all the talk we do about their movies, their animated movies. Stop it.
Their animated movies are so on point.
I don't think I've seen an animated movie from them that I did not think was amazing. I'll be honest with you.
The last few were kind of but they're still good.
The storytelling was on point. Listen, Flashpoint, my God.
Flashpoint was crazy.
Injustice, when they made the movie and then the game off of that premise.
Yeah.
Bravo freaking O.
I mean, if you don't even, just look get on Wikipedia and look up Owlman, and you're gonna be like,
first of all, hang on. Can we just talk about all of the stuff that you know, all of the games you play, all the animes you watch, and Owlman is the one that scares the hell out of you. Dude, that is a little funny.
It's like because that's because everybody knows I'm a Gundam fan,
right?
I would even because everybody goes back to Char. Char's not that evil. Like Owlman is pure evil. Like on a level to where.
Now, hang on. Wait. Hang on. Let's dispute that, because even Owlman has said he's not evil. He's just logical.
Right. So but he doesn't. That's the thing. He doesn't care though. Logically, we should not be here. Yeah. He didn't see a reason. Otherwise, where we should be here. So he's like, whatever.
He was frightening. I'll be honest with you. Owlman was a little frightening just because it made sense to him. That's the part that got me.
When it made sense, I was like, that makes sense. Okay.
No. You need to go bye-bye as quickly as possible, because that don't even make no sense. So just to clarify, we got 6-inch perverts and demented Batman. We should probably we should go watch Barney or something for a little while.
Oh God, no, not Barney. Barney is terrifying.
All of the other bad guys and all the other universes that you have, but Barney is the one that scares you.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
Barney is terrifying.
I mean, I guess you can have.
If I have to choose.
I guess you can't have too much love, I guess. I mean,
I can't.
If I have to choose between living with Minetta and living with Barney, I would honestly choose the 3-foot-tall, perverted, purple, sticky ball hair guy, Minetta.
So, Minetta, he's what series is he from?
My Hero Academia, or in
that's my
Japanese Boku no Hero Academia.
My daughter's into that.
Okay.
So basically, he is a updated version of Hakusai from the Ranma 1/2 series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Happy was perverted, but he was funny.
Oh my God,
he didn't scare people, but he was just funny.
Folks, you're gonna check out a lot more of this. We're gonna talk a lot more anime on our next upcoming show. And we're gonna, like I said, it's gonna be Anime 101, man. It's gonna get deep. And I hope we don't talk about Minetta too much.
if you don't know about anime and you want to know, that'll be the show to be on.
And again, if you want to know more about Banana, watch this show because I'm not going to talk about him no more in that show. So for everybody that's on the show this week, my name is Hawk. Be sure to check out all of our great stuff on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, our new website. You can go to fanaticsandthefan.net and find out all of our upcoming events where you can see us at live, all of the great giveaways we're having, and all that wonderful stuff right here at Fanatics and the Fan.